Hello everyone, just getting started here in a second. I'm going to start out with the new Tier 7 Swedish medium tank, the Leo here. Just got to get a couple things going on this screen over on this side. Here we go, let's hop into battle. If there's anybody who else wants to platoon, we do have one open spot here. Here we go. Just need to finish up a couple things over there. Hello Minecraft, Dana, Jack, of course Uber, Simon, Joseph, Hydroflow. Nice to see you all. Quite a few of you. Nice Hydro. I'm glad this time worked out for you. But yeah, I have with the new patch hitting here, I have the up to the tier 7 Leo. I didn't buy any of the other tanks. I didn't have enough credits. And I also have the tier 8 Swedish tank destroyer as well. Hello, Anthony. Yeah. Well, I have I have I don't know, like 2 million experience. I think I can convert, but that's way too much money. Hello, Graham. Nice to see you. This tank, though, I've only played one battle on each so far here on the live server. It's good so far. It definitely lacks armor, but mainly the penetration is what gets you. Nice, a snow day. I'm hoping I get a little bit of snow here tonight, to be honest. Hello, Gary. But yeah, it does have 300 damage per shot for a medium at tier 7, which pretty damn good. You're just not going to be able to penetrate a lot of higher tiers that you come across. Even with APCR, it's good, but since it's a new tank, they're kind of taking into account... shit, I'm not going to be able to penetrate that guy. They're taking into account the... Dude, you're playing Artie. I can't frickin' chat with you here. Yeah, I'm gonna be pulling back here, just because there's that 112. I can, even with APCR, I'd have to flank him to actually be able to pen. But playing, any tier 7 medium and higher tiers, it's a little bit iffy. But yeah, today, if there's a few requests, like I'll do the AC4, after this battle here. I will take them. I'm going to be doing a lot of tanks grinding. Maybe throw a couple premiums in there too that were buffed. But yeah, I have quite a few tanks to grind now, and I'm going to be throwing them in. But yeah, if you have a couple of requests, I'll gladly slot them in here or there. Yeah. Just that 112. That even got a buff in this patch. The side armor, not a huge swath of it, but it still got another armor buff over the armor buff it had already received. I don't even think I can pen him. I'm just loading up my couple HE shells I have here. That's one decent thing about having a slightly higher caliber gun here on this tank. Is can't pen them, at least you can chuck HE and do some damage still. That hurts. Yeah, it's just... It definitely has its drawbacks for having the high alpha for a medium. But it's got to have something wrong with it. Get a little bit of damage in there. I almost, honestly, loaded out more HE on this for matches like this where, even with your premium rounds, you simply, you just can't penetrate, the frontal armor of some tanks. Whereas some of the older tier 7 mediums, say like the T20, like Uber is playing, if you swap over to like APCR and that, that thing has a shit ton of penetration. I think the premium round is under 180 millimeters, I feel like, or right about there. I'm just biding my time until I have a shot on something. But this tank, you know, it is very mobile, very good gun depression, and high alpha for medium. But heavies, it cannot fight. Which is how a lot of, you know, mediums used to be balanced before they started tinkering around with everything. It just doesn't have the best accuracy either. Oh, that little bit of a move he did. Granted, I didn't exactly aim the best that I could have there. I'll try it. There we go. I can pen him on the side with him showing like that. It's just now I'm spotted and can get hit by the tanks behind me as well. Granted, they're a little focused on this IS-3 over there. But, you know, the gun on this, while it does lack pen, you can really rack up, you know, damage in a hurry here. Ah, shit. This is still, you know, very doubtful that we're going to win this, but gotta try. That's why I'm still throwing APCR here, even though... Oh, wait, I swapped over to AP, actually. That might not be good against this... what was the 112. Ooh, shit. Yeah, I'm dead. I don't have a... I do not have a repair kit, you know, available. In this crew, it's pretty fresh. No repair skills or anything. Hello, Ming. Nice to see you. I have no idea if the name's historical or not. I can't comment on that. You'd be able to find... Okay, you were asking for the AC4. Jack, I've got that right here. Pretty sure this is the one that you meant. Yeah, I don't know about, you know, the name or not, whether that's historical. You can check, there's a lot of Swedish stuff on Rita's website, Rita's statusreport.live. A lot of ranting about Swedish tanks, but yeah. Hello, Toma, nice to see you. Yeah, it's a lot of money, Minecraft, hence why I convert it every now and then if there's like a special for, you know, converting free XP, but I try to, you know, not do too much. Hello, GG, nice to see you. So after this, I'll hop into the Swedish tank destroyer there. Maybe I'll hop into some of the premiums that got buffed, like the WZ-111. Yeah, I can play the TOG. Basically, I'm going to alternate between requests and, you know, some tanks I'm grinding and stuff. But I got 3 hours here, so I should be able to get through, you know, all the requests. Alright, this is pretty good gun depression. I'm not wanting to go up north, but I think I'm going to have to go up here, honestly. I think we have plenty of people heading to the southern flank. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you. Yes. Well, I think the new factor, a lot of people, you know, unlock them because it's a new thing. And if someone, you know, has played World of Tanks since the beginning, they pretty much have everything, more or less. So they're looking for something new to, you know, provide a different game experience. Essentially, you know, with these two tank lines, like the Swedish TDs, you know, they're good, but they're not always the most practical. I'm mainly interested in the 8 to 10 because of the, you know, the new suspension and siege mode, and it's just different. And you know, they're kind of fun to play. You know, you're not going to find anything like them currently. The, you know, the heavy tank line 8 to 10, they're going to be the best hold down autoloaders, and the tier 10 you cannot penetrate it in the turret when it's hold down. Uh, so while its DPM, you know, is pretty bad, and its hull armor is pretty bad as well, you know, they provide two unique, uh, you know, styles of play that you're not going to find in other tanks currently. I'm mainly concerned about the OI experimental. It's just they do have a bishop, which can ruin my day here. Just the experimental, I'm not confident in penning him. And this thing does not... Oh, God. There's a KV2. Whew. This is not gonna be good for us. It's just this thing, you know, has good gun depression. Pretty solid gun for fighting mid-range, but outside of that, it's not very good fighting close up. Especially while moving around like I am. Hopefully that noise outside isn't really coming up too much on my microphone. It sounds like they're finally picking up the leaves in my neighborhood. It's like mountains upon mountains of leaves outside. Now this is the reason I wanted to come up here. You see our 4 TDs behind me in a line. You know, they're gonna start helping here, but really before that, you're just gonna let your teammates die without having any impact on them. So why not pop up and help rather than me sit all the way in the back? You lose over half your team like this, and then, you know, you're pretty much shit out of luck. And they can't even frickin' penetrate, like they can't even penetrate the goddamn KV2 for some reason. Oh, because they're in tier 4 TDs. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to keep these guys lit, but this bishop being on the enemy team, he can hit me very easily over here. I'm just expecting someone to come around and flank me from behind here, which is what I'm primarily concerned about. Okay, there's his KV2 as well. It's just, yep, there he is. So I am gonna make my way up this way. He doesn't even have the big gun. Like, it's gonna hurt, but that is not the big derp gun. So that worked out in my favor there, honestly. Once I saw it, I'm like, I don't gotta run away from him. I can take one shot. We're still, you know, we're in a pretty bad spot here. Don't get me wrong. I made sure to skip past that tank and get the Leo. That thing, it's got some decent firepower, but it's just funky. And already takes me out, of course. That thing was focused on me for quite some time. Yes, someone did very graciously or kindly gift me the AC4 here. He said for our heavy tanks. It's not too surprising, given how that match went. No, they did not really do too much, but a pretty good match from both of us, considering it was a, you know, tier 9 battle. No, I'm not on the Southeast Asia server. I'm on the North American server. Thanks, Minecraft. You know, I'm trying to do, you know, cover all time zones for people. That way it's not just, you know, late at night, stuff like that. You know, that way everyone can watch. Hello, JT. Nice to see you. Yep, I'm glad I'm on. If it's updating, it takes a little bit of time. Essentially, the premium tank changes. It's like the 112. It got a small buff to its side armor, mainly on the lower side of it. WZ111 got a little bit faster, better on the move accuracy, and better armor. It's just a pinch worse than the IS-6 now in a lot of spots, but it's pretty comparable to the IS-6 as far as armor goes. Um, let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I want to set up first here. Since this is a completely different tank, I'm going to see where my team goes first, honestly. It's just playing these tanks, you have to be very, very aware of where your team's heading. I'm going to go over this way because they are not good if the enemy's pushing into you. They're very good at supporting a push and mid-range fighting, but if the enemy's barreling down on you, they are not flexible with that. Other premium tank changes. The low got a super buff. It's now very good armor-wise. It's just... Maybe I'll set up down here. It's just Artie is not exactly on my things to get shot at by here. Which, being the 1M12, it is a possibility. Now this tank, unlike the tier 9 and tier 10 Swedish TDs, it did not get a buff to its siege mode speed. So this is very, very ill-advised right here in this tank. Because I have a feeling that Artie is going to delete me. I'm just... Yep, that happened. I was about to say, I had a feeling he was aiming at me. I was just about to hit X and move, and yep, that's the main downside of these tanks. But outside of those couple premiums, the M4 Rev, the French medium at tier 8, that got a really good buff. Negative 10 degrees of gun depression now, and its gun got a lot of buffs as well. So that's honestly a really good premium tank now, the M4 Rev. It went from being kind of bad to actually being very good for a premium tank. Yeah, this TD specifically, I guess it's the UDES or UDs, I don't know. It just looks weird when it is using the suspension. The other two, the 8 and the 10 don't, or the 9 and the 10 don't look that funky. But yeah, already with these things, it hit me direct. You're gonna pop. You're not even gonna have a chance at surviving. My first match in it, because that was my second one on the live server here, I ended up doing like, I think like 3,500 damage, something like that. Actually pretty close to the enemy, but already didn't focus on me in that match, fortunately. But essentially both lines, they're not the best all-around tanks, but they are good in their specific areas. It's like looking at them, like if you, again, the premium shells and stuff on them, it's like, grant this gun here has a ton of penetration. They're balancing premium shells now, as you can see, where they're not as drastic as a change. It's just, say, look at the Archer here, where this change, 171 to 239, stuff like that, where like this one, 145 to 202, and some of the old tanks where you get these. Whoops, I actually, shit, I thought I had the Churchill. The old tanks where they had these huge penetration increases on the premium shells, all the new tanks aren't getting that, which makes them look a little bit underpowered in a way. But it just goes, it reaffirms that wargaming is going to be rolling back, and basically nerfing, you know, older tanks with their premium shells, which is good. For the meantime, it kind of sucks, you know, the newer tanks, where if someone's using like APCR heat against you, you're at a disadvantage playing a newer tank, because, you know, they don't exactly get those super awesome, you know, Unicum shells. But it is nice to see, you know, that they're starting to take, you know, balancing into effect for premium shells, because even initially when they switched to allowing them to be bought for credits instead of just gold, they kind of stated, oh, we're not balancing around premium shells, we don't even take that into account. They were just chucking out you know, essentially historical values for them, especially the high ends of them, for testing, and some of them, you know, are completely game breaking in a way. Yeah, I did see that, Graham. Essentially, anything on a Chinese server that you see, you know it's going to be completely ridiculous. Like, they sell the freaking Type 59 gold on there, where it's a gold plate at Type 59, and it costs, I think it costs like $500 or something if you convert it to US currency. And over there, people actually TK people that drive around in the Type 59 gold, because a lot of people in China can't afford it. I'm heading to the cap, because if I head to this other side and they start capping, I can't even get over there in time. But yeah, the Chinese server, you gotta just ignore it. They have some, you know, crazy stuff over there, as far as releasing things that are overpowered or broken, knowing that they are, to get people to pay for it, you know. So be glad, you know, wargaming is not that cash hungry. So after this, why don't I hop into, I'll play WZ111, since that got a buff. Which, going on about the update too, as far as buffs go, the Super Pershing got a pretty nice buff to its standard AP round. I think it gained anywhere from 15 to 20 millimeters on it, somewhere around there. So pushing the one tog didn't help out, so let's go push the other one. Makes a lot of sense. I literally think he's not even doing anything. Except for he is more likely to be shot down. Which I did start, right before I started streaming, I was working on a weak spot guide for the tier 10, the Strev 103B, the Swedish tier 10 TD. I'm going to be coming out with a weak spot guide for that sometime this week, since you can't really find anything concrete on it, you know, through the other websites and stuff. And even they don't really take into account the effects of, you know, the space armor then hitting the armor behind it, stuff like that. I'm going to do my best to translate, because essentially hitting nose tanks, specifically the tier 10, you're hitting this 10 millimeter heat, basically anti-heat grill, which is essentially a space armor, even if you shoot between the cracks. Honestly, I'm going to have to focus back here now. I'm glad we didn't go to the forest, because we would have gotten swarmed and killed. Whether or not I'm going to be able to hit this guy is another story. This gun is not the most accurate in the world at long range. Sorry guys, couldn't spot him in time for you. It's just, I'd like to help out. I just hit the frickin' ground there. The Cromwell is just frickin' nasty to deal with, especially at long range like this, and this guy ain't stopping. There we go. At least we're capping now. But more or less, when you hit that, Like, a lot of people are just looking at being able to overmatch the armor behind it. Once you hit that 10 millimeter plate, your shell loses a certain amount of, like, essentially heat automatically detonates on it, but your shell is going to start losing penetration for every meter it travels after that. If not, I think it's even less than that, but a lot of shells outside of like ones with a crap ton of penetration aren't going to have enough penetration to actually hit the upper plate behind it. And a lot of people aren't really taking that into account when they're looking at the armor on the Tier 10 TD. So even though the new overmatch changes didn't come, its armor is still pretty damn good. Alright, Jackson. The little bit of wiggling that you're doing for some reason is really screwing me up here. Now he was right outside my view range. Oh well. But this is life of a Tog. Someone had requested it, Anthony. I didn't. I'll do requests. I wouldn't pick the Tog if it wasn't a request. Trust me. It's fun from time to time, but in today's game, it's definitely left behind. Maybe I never checked my sound if it reset that. They did change the sound interface in 9.17. That probably has a little bit to do with it. So I'll just creak down a couple things here. Because once I get the autoloaders, if I do get to them, they have definitely changed the volume for this is preferential matchmaking. Yeah, this only sees up to tier 9. Come on, Serb. Hopefully by next... I'll try this. I just hope I don't get pulled into a tier... Yep, and I'm in a tier 10 battle. Let's say I hope I don't get pulled into a tier 10. Yeah. Yeah, this only sees, up to tier 9. KV8, that would be interesting. But essentially this got a pretty good... that guy's a dick. You're such a nice person. You're just going on my blacklist now. It's exactly what you want to do. You want to tell people to TK someone on your team. I know I'm just going to go with pure heat now, because this thing is not really meant to face off against higher tiers. But essentially this got a slight engine boost as far as HP horsepower goes, and it also got a pretty significant buff to its armor. It's still not as good as, say, a 112, and it's about IS-6 levels. It's just a different, design, being a slight pike nose. Whew, I don't even know if I can pen most of these guys. The low now, it's upper plate when it's hull down. The thing is pretty nasty to face. I might just start chucking HE. Yeah, the patch, I don't think it came on the Southeast Asia server yet. It's on NA, EU, and, it's been on the Russian server since yesterday. I was looking for some kind of opening for me to do something, but yeah. Come on, gun depression. I don't even shoot at me, people. Go ahead. Rather they shoot at me than my allies at this point. I guess I could pen his lower plate if I hit it in the right spot. Yeah, nice. At least I got the Conqueror gun carrier to waste a shell there. Oh shit, object 140. Not that he was super close to me, but I wanted to angle hard back so they couldn't hit my lower places head on, and yep. Yeah, preferential premiums. Trying to use this gun because it's the same as the IS-6 and 112 against tier 10s and heavily armored tanks. It's not the easiest to do. I'm surprised that that did not break his gun there. It's like I knew I wasn't really going to do any damage, but I thought that I would have been able to at least pen his, or not pen, but damage his gun for my team there. I just keep frickin' missing. Oh lord. I hadn't even noticed that I was like the last one remaining. Shit, I cannot for the life of me pen that upper plate now, even with heat. They buffed it, I think it was 10 or 20 millimeters, but you know, the low actually has armor now. Thank you, Jade. Yeah, I'm hoping I ran out of ink for my printer printing this. I'm glad it actually came out, but it should be coming later today, so my next stream, I should have some other guests showing up, to say the least, outside of just Serb. I wish it gave me improved credit earnings. I need to earn a crap ton of credits now. So I had to buy the T34 Heavy, and I got quite a few tanks, you know, outside of tier 10s to buy. Well, as far as they do have a new setting. That might be why you saw the top bar. They did finally. I was so happy here. Like if you notice, I no longer have a small little black bar on the bottom of my stream here. Like my webcam used to stick out below the game. They finally have a windowless border option for World of Tanks. So they're up to like 2010 levels of games now. It's like so many other games for the PC had that, and World of Tanks didn't up until this patch. It annoyed me quite a bit. But if there are other requests, you know, I'll gladly take them. I'm just gonna, you know, kind of alternate between, you know, requests and tanks I'm going to be picking here as far as once I'm grinding and premiums. But yeah, outside of just looking at other changes, there wasn't too many other changes. I might have missed a couple other premiums, like the Panther 8.8 got a couple buffs to it. I'm just trying to think of anything else. But yeah, the windowless border actually performs better. I don't know if it's just first day patch, it's just looking better to me, but my FPS over the past couple weeks has been struggling to stay at 60, and swapping over to that after my first battle when I popped on today. It's holding solid at 61 again, finally. Hello, Mojo. Yeah, I got the TD and the tier 7 medium. I'm seeing if anyone's going to rush up here. It's like this isn't good at fighting close up, but I would very much like to get where that WZ132 is, to be honest. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. Come on. Everyone's just sitting there trying to kill this one frickin' Panther. Like, that's a problem with this tank, is you are very, 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 very dependent on your team, because you cannot fight tanks like aggressively with the siege mode. It's like we need to kill this guy, and we have perfect shots into their base. Or not base, but the flag. Yep, now there's a 112, and yep, we blew that chance. Honestly, I'm gonna fall all the way back to base because these people just are not fighting. The IS-6 and yeah. So that was kind of a waste of time. It's just, I was expecting us to, you know, take that normally and, you know, push through to 1 and 2, but the tank that we need, the IS-6, is sitting over there. Which I might be able to just stay here instead, rather than run all the way back. It's just, there's no shots in the south for me to take, and there's nowhere to, you know, push up in the north as of right now. Alright, that 112 might look like he's pushing. I guess I'm gonna scout. I know that sounds extremely odd, but like extremely odd. I'm just hoping I don't get popped by the Waffle Trogger PZ4. Bye, little tank. There's this T34 coming along. But penetration on this, I don't carry any HE. Oh shit. I really hope he's dead by the time he reloads, but probably not. He did miss me though. It's just this thing does not fight very well. Whew. Outside of siege mode. Yep, and he got me. At least it looks like we're gonna win this, but I would have thought that, you know, Uber didn't have a clean shot on him, but between that, they should have been able to push up the 2 mediums, and oh well. Hello, Christian. Nice to see you. Yeah, you kind of, if you watched my stream last week, Martin, I had a lot of problems with lag. The one day, you know, Ryan was here uploading, which was causing a couple problems, but even outside of that, there was something going on for me as well. Yeah, I can play the Super Pershing and the T29, T34. Yeah, because the T34 also did get a buff as well, as far as its gun handling and a little bit of view range as well. Different reticle. I didn't notice. It was probably in siege mode. Yes, it does get a different reticle, but I don't know if it changed for standard tanks as well. In siege mode, it shows you. I don't even pay attention to it. The kind of angle on your tank, and there is a certain amount of gun depression, up and down movement that you can do, and it should be able to show you that, but I don't pay attention to any of it. I just keep pointing down until it doesn't let me, or pointing up. Yeah, no chance for winning Erlingberg. No, very nice Uber. Yeah, 4K damage. It's a lot better than my 502. Alright, so the next request up was the T29 was up first. Then I'll hop into the Super Pershing and the T34. So let's get the T29 going here. But yeah, all the Swedish TDs, especially the higher tiers, are very mobile. A couple of the low tiers aren't the fastest, but essentially, they're pretty quick. They have, as you can see, very limited fighting chances. Like, I didn't really want to push out there, but seeing, the M46 Pat and the T20, they weren't exactly pushing up and scouting, so it's better for me to do something, because some maps you just can't fight. It's really specific to the tier 8 TD specifically, because the gun on it has pretty hefty reload. It has a ton of penetration, but the armor isn't as bouncy as the tier 9 and the tier 10 TD. They'll actually be able to bounce a couple more shots, so playing the tier 8 TD is actually pretty difficult, even though it has that suspension. Since they didn't change the overmatch mechanics, essentially everything outside of a couple light tanks, I believe, can overmatch you. Yeah, being tier 7s with a few 9s sprinkled in, I'm gonna see where people head first and figure out where exactly I want to go here. I guess we can head down there. It's just there's not many. It's just I don't like putting basically the odds of us winning in the hands of having the strong flank on a different flank where you can't really influence it. In Mountain Pass here, you're very limited in what you can get from outside help over on this flank and the bridge, whereas more down here you can help these guys out a little bit. You can help at the middle, you can fall back. It's just leaving open as many options as possible, because right now our team, they all stopped in the south even before they had spotted that T49, which doesn't make too much sense to me. At least M103 though, he's on the bridge. T34 is on the bridge, so that leaves us with a few less tanks that can be very difficult for us to fight against. I'm just waiting to see if they get a little bit antsy for the bridge. Come on, T26. Okay, I'm just waiting to see if he pushes up. He can bounce a decent amount from those guys. Ooh, I got a little bit of a lag spike there. You're jinxing me. You're jinxing me, Martin. Alright, it's... I'm just trying to see how many enemies, honestly, are left unspotted, and we should be somewhat evenly matched, but we'll see. It's just they're not pushing up on the bridge area, and there they are. But say we're just the T-26 is still sitting back there. I'm not coming to help you. I'm gonna sit all the way here in the back. Like, that makes no sense, dude. Like, just push up and help. Uh-oh. I think they had caught him out there. I'm mainly just trying to throw HE at him. I wish I had more, but typically you don't need a lot of HE in a T-29. It's just our arty obviously isn't aiming that way because he can splash all three of them. I shoot into that spot a lot when I'm in an SPG. But kind of like I said, leaving your fate in a different flank, you know, of all strangers. Our south pretty much just got their face kicked in right now. Enemy was in one ball, ours was all split up, and they were still trying to push into them. It's like they might come back here, they just got 2 tanks out, but really we're not able to do too much here. We're just going to get pushed into by 3 tanks. And possibly the M103 if... No, already was focusing on him. Hello, Shaggy. Nice to see you. It's just that super Pershing there. I don't know what he was, like, thinking. Like, dude, if you sit there and both of us die, you do realize that you're just going to die too. Like, I don't like people thinking that. Way of, oh, I'm gonna sit in the back because those 2 are gonna die really quickly. But you know, me being back here, you know, 20 seconds further from the enemy, that's totally gonna stop them. No. But yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to push this flank, and it's not even very fun just sitting here as well because the enemy didn't really, you know, didn't really push up here. So now we're just going to get rolled over here. Oh well. I'm just going to get perma-tracked here. So, not much you can do. I probably should have went south to try to be able to help them out a little bit, but you never know what... Being on a map like this, once you pick a flank, it's a little hard to get back to a different flank. At least some other maps where they're corridory, you can, you know, get around the map a little bit better. Alright, let's go to the Super Pershing. Looking at the new gun here, see 192 millimeters of penetration for its standard round, and 258 for the premium. I believe the old penetration value was like 174, something like that. So a decent boost to the standard AP. Hello, Nelson. Hello, Rodenick. Nice to see you as well. So penetration-wise, looking at 192, you still have the chance of getting some pretty hefty low rolls. See you, Graham. Well, have fun with the cold. It's hitting here tomorrow for me. Granted, it's gonna be like a high of like 30 degrees. I'll take that over 12 and 5. Essentially 192 with the plus or minus 25% RNG. You still get some pretty bad low rolls in this, to where you can still bounce off of some lower tiers. but at the same time, 192 is enough to where you're going to be able to penetrate most 8s that you come across in weak spots. You're not going to be able to, you know, muscle your way through their armor, but it's not power creep for the super Pershing, honestly. It's as far as power creep goes, like the super Pershing standard AP shell, when it came out, this was, you know, before premium rounds were flooding the server with a ton of being available for credits. The AP round was a bit lower, you know, for a tank like this. And it was kind of balanced around that way. Now, at the same time, 170, you said 170 it was, Shaggy. Raising it to 192, I guess you could say it's power creep, but at the same time, compared to what people consider like the norm now, so not even the high end of, you know, say like the tier 8 Swedish tank coming out, that has 288 millimeters of penetration, I believe, on its standard round. 192 is nothing. I hope it does. I need every little bit I can get. But essentially 192 for a medium right now it's good. It's not you know, it's not the best, not the worst. It's just in the middle. But I do agree, you know, they keep buffing penetration for tanks, whereas they need to, you know, switch back to the way the game was balanced, where you're not going to be able to penetrate everything. You know, say in a medium, a light tank, and even heavies at sometimes without hitting specific weak spots, flanking, you know, stuff like that. I'm gonna aim for him. I was about to say I was gonna swap the APCR, just because the WZ-111, it did get that armor buff. I should be able to pen his side with APCR. That VK is starting to flank, so I'm gonna move over that way. If the super Pershing had its speed buff, then I would say it's going to be too good. It needs the slow speed, honestly. He's getting dismantled. I'm gonna pop onto this rock, though. It's just, do I trust my teammates to push in here? I am not sure. This guy had the right idea. He just needed to execute it a little bit differently, though. Oh, I just shot right under him. And by executing it differently, I mean he needs to go behind this rock here. He was sitting a little bit too far up for his own good. There we go. Thank you, AMX. Granted, it's probably not the best for your health, but nonetheless, thank you very much for coming that way. I'm loading up an APCR here. Ooh, never mind, I don't need it. It's just there's a couple spots I'd like to get, you know, this corner one here, because our team is taking a beating when honestly they don't need to. Alright, they're kind of focused on that guy. I'm going to try to get across here. There we go. I got his attention now. He's like, shit, do I go forward, backwards? There we go. That'll help my team out a lot. It's just unfortunate we lost, you know, the southern flank there. They had a lot of their tier 8s down that way. Yeah, Uber got flooded, you know. Freaking Patriot and IS-6. Shit. I was trying to get down without being spotted. I was banking on him, honestly, being not there, but he was sitting out in the open. And it just, you know, my other guys kind of moved left, which, you know, is not a bad idea. I might take a hit here. Just trying to get up one further here. Here we go. This Tiger 2. Yeah, really I don't have too much of a choice here. It's just these guys are kind of pushing up. I kind of have to go with them because we have tanks behind us. Try to point my front towards him. And yeah, the Patriot didn't help hitting me on the side, but yeah, I got whacked by frickin' Artie. But the pen buff on this, it is very noticeable. And sure, if you want to, I'll send you an invite over. Next up, a request was the T34 Heavy. Then after that, maybe I'll pop back into a Swedish tank, or I'm also grinding, you know, like the OHO and the German mediums. But yeah, Rotonek, as far as the Swedish heavies 8 to 10, they're gonna be hard pressed to, you know, for someone to be able to, you know, hold down them, especially the tier 10, and for an autoloader. Negative 12, not 20, degrees of gun depression is, you know, kind of hard to beat. All right, looks like he's switching servers here. Not too much of a surprise that didn't last too much longer. Yeah, we got top 2 damage, 1 and 2 there. But yeah, that other, this guy specifically, he pulled in a lot of people to be able to stay up there, and our team just kept feeding him. You do the route that the VK and myself did. You know, you go around, but the VK, if he went to that rock, honestly, he would have been able to do a shit ton of damage even before I got there. It's just the little differences in places you go. It can make a huge difference. Here we go. He's got the low. Very nice. But yeah, the T34, as far as the buffs on this, got some gun handling improvements and also a little bit of V range. So a minor buff compared to some other tanks. A lot of people are still saying, it needs fixed, blah, blah, blah. I think it's, you know, it's pretty good for a premium. It's not perfect. You know, it's one of those tanks where, you know, since it has low DPM, if you miss a shot, you're putting yourself in a hole to climb out of. So if you're close to an enemy, it makes it pretty difficult to, you know, be on par with them the closer you get. Whereas if you stay a little bit further, you're going to be better off with holding your own. Alright, those two. Alright, Uber's heading that way. I'm going to head over this side. Being that there are no SPGs, I do not want the enemy to be able to take this spot. If they get back here, we'll kind of be screwed. Hydro, basically, that's what I do. Like, I just, you know, skip to the 7 and 8 for the Swedish tanks, but you want to usually free experience. Like, the best way to use free experience is to save it. Essentially, when you buy a tank, you want to be able to, you know, equip it with at least, like, some tanks require the tracks to equip anything else on it. But trying to go for an upgraded turret for the V range, an HP, and one of the upgraded guns is your best bet. Like engines, you know, they're important on like lights and stuff, but usually you want to, you know, get the guns and tracks. But some some tanks, like, always check on Google, like the grind, on the wiki specifically. Like, I do, you know, look at the wiki for Wargaming. They do have decent, basically planning the grind out for you on there. The people that do the wiki, like some tracks you don't need to equip the top gun and turret. Some you do for tanks, but usually saving free experience and just using it for a couple modules when you first get the tank is your best route, and then, you know, grind out the remaining experience to unlock the next tank, you know, and just keep going on that way. The hell's up there? Like a bird. Which it does not look like they pushed this side. I could be very wrong here. It's just looking at that amount of tanks over there, I kind of like my chances. Just checking to see if he's... Ooh, Lord. It's just if I get spotted here, I need to push hard. It's just with nobody over here. Like, it doesn't really matter for them, to be honest, because, you know, they have nothing to defend. But I'm hoping to flank these guys. Shit. Here we go. So from playing the T34 a lot, the gun accuracy buffs it did get are very noticeable. Like, it's still not the most accurate thing in the world, but the aiming circle, you know, is much smaller while moving around, and it definitely zooms in a lot faster than it used to. I didn't let it go in all the way there, though. I should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Alright, I'm not on this guy's... Or I'm not inside of what I can spot here. But I'll still throw a shot there just in case. I'm going to try my luck at taking a shorter route here, but definitely more dangerous. The T34 got buffs to dispersion. As far as while moving, it, you know, it won't bloom as much, and it has an aim time buff. And I believe it got 1 point of accuracy buff on that. Little bit careful here. This guy has been, yep, he's been pretty aggressive, that Yag Panther, you know, earlier in the match, so better for me just to wait for him to push out. But a lot of people were saying, you know, the T34 needed a, you know, like reload buff, stuff like that. Maybe I would say it could use, if it, you know, it does require another buff to make it on par with others. I could say it could use a pinch better mobility. So I don't think they're going to want to buff the accuracy too much more, or to reload. But the T34, when it was at tier 9, was a lot quicker than it is now. All they would have to do is change the terrain passability. They wouldn't even need to shove in like a new engine or anything. Sorry, Mr. Heavy Tank number 6. You're not going to like what's behind me. Thought he was close enough to get a shot. Ah, shit. That's what I get for not aiming. Scorpion G. Most afraid of the Scorpion G, what's left. Goodbye, Mr. CDC. Shit, the Scorpion... I was about to say, the Scorpion G looks like he's gonna try to, like, come over and flank me or something. Shit, that was my bad. Didn't lead him enough there. Well, Rodonick, that was what they were trying to do as far as the new overmatch mechanics go. which they're postponed. They're probably going to be coming the next patch, you know, just not this one. They're trying to remove that, you know, people penetrating the roof armor of heavy tanks where they shouldn't be, and even some mediums. You know, that's pretty much the goal of what the new overmatch mechanics were trying to do. And, you know, people threw enough of a fit to where Wargaming didn't do it. A little bit too late, SU 122. Pretty decent match, though. Yeah, I'll take that for a win. Gets me a little bit of credits as well. What do I need here? I need a crew experience one. Alright, don't think there was a request up, but I want to, you know, being the first day with Swedish tanks, I'd like to play some of these. But yeah, if there's you know, a couple other requests, you know, I'll kind of mesh them in here. After this, I can do a request, or I can hop into, you know, one of my German tanks, or like the OHO and stuff I'm grinding. Yeah, if they have anything they're grinding, we can try to do those tiers too. We got TD Heavy here. Alright, he's doing tier 9. But yeah, the next patch, we should start seeing stuff leaked as far as... Well, I guess you can't even call it leaked anymore. It's like whatever shows up nowadays, like... There's a few like minor leaks here or there. Wargaming specifically is putting out, which I kind of agree with, because for whatever reason, the World of Tanks community, like, I've seen other games where, you know, developers show what they're working on, and more or less, like, people don't freak out about it. World of Tanks, you know, they show something off and people automatically expect it to be in the next patch, and it's got to be perfect. Unfortunately, I don't have the, you know, I guess you mean a Gag Panther 2. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that. I don't have too many people heading over this way. I'm just trying to set up on this little bump over here initially. Holy crap, man. Can't see wherever that rock was, and it was probably right where my shot was. He should, he should be out before I even get a chance at him. Hoping somebody can go up there as far as like a light tank, a heavy, something. I can't push up there. I would like to, but if this was a tier 8 match, I might consider it. But again, a tier 10 match, I'm not gonna float that. But looking at the way the battle's gonna unfold, our other side is not gonna hold up too well, so I'll be better off going towards the middle. Even if there are people over here, I'll be better off setting up here to be able to take shots over on the right side of the map. I do not have the E25 as well. Sorry, Rodonick. Hello, Pesmed. Nice to see you. Need to find myself a nice little bush or a rock to hide behind, like here. Shit, there's that freaking light tank. He might have spotted me. Yep, I would say he definitely spotted me there. Come on, aim up. Trying to get my butt down there. This thing, it's the least armored of the Swedish TDs with the hydro pneumatic suspension. So it's no surprise that, you know, these light tanks are trying to hit me. Alright, I need to... I want to help them out, but I'm not in a good spot now. I guess I can try to help out here. Yeah. Yeah, shit. It's just... This thing is not good fighting close up like this. Hey, our other side actually won. I am very surprised at that. I'm going to take this opportunity to fall back. I'll push over to here to help Uber. Oh shit, we got a light tank left. I can take 2, maybe 3 shots from him if I get lucky. Hello, Wolfie Wolf, nice to see you. Ooh, he popped him. I don't think I have a shot over this little hill, unfortunately. Not that I think he's gonna survive. Nope. Yeah, I can play the T110E3. I do have that tank. Yeah, Uber got 3 kills. That was the best out of the 3 of us. It got a decent win now. Yeah, he got 1 hit on me, that T34 he won. Let's hop into the E3 here. After the E3, I'll play like a German tank that I'm grinding, maybe like the Panther. So I gotta start focusing on these grinds here again. I was focused on credits a little bit the past week. Now I gotta, you know, go back to doing a little bit of everything. Which, next couple days, the advent calendar, you might want to, you know, keep an eye on it. There's a couple blank days coming up where they don't know what exactly is gonna be popping up on it. You might see something like personal reserves. The 268, it is iffy, Uber. You might see something like the AT-15A, the T28 with the F30 gun on it. You never know. It's like next week looks like we're going to be getting a new tank, either the German Tier 7 the new Waffle Trager TD. It's either going to be that, the KV 122 Premium, essentially an up-tiered KV 1S in a way, with the larger gun on it. let's see, there's also the T92 light tank as well. One of the three of them is going to be releasing, you know, coming up here soon. Alright, being in an E3, I almost have to go south here. Usually I head north, but this is a little bit too inflexible to go up north. You know, it could be a possibility, but at the same time... Yeah, it's just... Actually... Oh, shit, I gotta... I gotta head north, actually, because we only have... Even a T95 is heading... Yeah, I'm gonna head up here. Which, thank you very much for the tip there, Cavs. Much appreciate it. Always forget... honestly, I always forget which name ties with who. I know it's your in-game name. Sorry about that. It's hard to keep track of everybody. But thank you very much for the tip. Hello, Tunster. Well, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, me getting across here is going to be hard. Yeah, I'll see you around now. Have a good day. Like, but especially with the IS-7 there. I guess I can... Ooh, that was a nice hit on that IS-7. Damn. Very nice, guys. Shit, I just missed my chance at the Leo. I tried, and I failed. It's just I'm tempted to push up here. It's just this leopard. I see him going down south too. And he can either pop up here. Yep, that looks like what he's doing. It's just like I can't make it across there because if I get spotted, yeah, if I get spotted, that's gonna happen. Or they're just gonna come around and flank me instead of facing me head on. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, I need to make like a little list, honestly. It's just I am very, very bad at names, so adding in, you know, another thing like usernames and names, and it confuses the hell out of me, to be honest. It's like at work, you know, like delivery guys and salesmen and stuff coming in. They're like, hi, blah, 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 this is... And then, like, a week later, they come in, I'm like, sorry, I forgot your name. But, thank you very much. I guess I can tank shots here. I don't know how effective I'm gonna be. Holy shit, Artie is still focused on me. Still. Like, me being all the way down in the ditch, in the back, and it's still focused on me. Like, leave me alone, I'm not even doing anything. Like, this is usually why I don't come up here, because in a slow tank like this, you can't make it across this gap when there's actually tanks here. And then pushing... like I did now I can't even do anything because I'm not going to be able to get to the fight. But at least we didn't lose this. We didn't lose this side at least, but I just got shot at. Honestly, I should just head to their cap. They're going to get the T-62A. Hello, David. Nice for... thanks for stopping in. Hey, you changed your in-game name? I was wondering if that was the case. Because I was about to say it's... you have quite a few battles on your name. I was like... It says Cavs 2016. I was wondering, you know, when... or if you had done that. So... it is nice to get clarification about that. Yep, I would say that I am the MVP of this match. Not really. Oh, if you have a request, David, I'll gladly hop into a tank for you. This battle here, got my tank rewards daily done, but I did 0 damage. I have not done that in quite some time. But at least we got a win. Okay, I do remember that, actually, I think. When I first started, you know, when I first started streaming and, or even maybe even before that. I remember that name from somewhere. So, hopefully it was you. And it wasn't someone stealing your old name. Yeah, I can play the 110 Heavy. I can do that for you. Oof. I like the Panther. I do not like the Panther against, you know, higher tiers on a flat, small map like this. Yeah, I can try to get back to the T110E3. To get for the Panther here, I kind of want to pop back into like the Leo. You know, new tank, kind of want to, you know, play it a bit. But, you know, if you guys keep having requests, I'll, you know, pop back and forth. That's my game plan right now. In a way. I'm not going to hide completely, but... Just try to take out a wall. Very nice. Get a little bit of spotting damage. Ooh, someone, was that a, they did an ammo rack. I'm like, it sounded like an ammo rack going off behind me. I don't think that's me spotting them, so I don't have any, you know, chance at that. I got the Low's attention. See if I can. Let's say, see if I can pull that off, but he ran into a wall. Just in case I hit the upper plate. Shit. our team was not really set up to do this, you know, with our heavily armored tanks all the way in the back. And it's just kind of unfortunate that... There we go, now they're moving up. Yay. Fortunately for us, or me, I was about to say the Centaurian's pushing on me. So slowly keep chipping away at him here, and hopefully the Skoda can reload. Awesome. There we go, one more hit. Very nice. T-71's coming through. I feel bad for Artie, but yeah, Artie can fend for themselves right now because I'm trying to help these guys not get shot by the T-34E1 if he reloads again. Alright. Yeah, the T-20, that's a great medium at tier 7. Very nice. There's T-37 back here. Somehow I got a critical. Somehow I got a critical hit. Ah shit, there's an AMX 1390. No. Really? I'm dead, but... Or... Maybe I'm not dead? Okay. Never give up. I had so much hope that I wasn't going to die. I'm not going to bother with a repair kit, though. I'm just surprised this guy was sitting out there and he didn't even get shot at, it looked like, until then. $1 million free experience? Whew. Well, even though the new penetration, the new overmatch mechanics, they're delayed, Christian, they're still going to come out in a patch or two. More or less, you really have to, if you like fast tanks, they're still bouncy. The tier 9, especially the tier 10, will be able to deflect shots still. I'm actually making a weak spot guide for the tier 10 Swedish TD because it is going to be still hard to penetrate unless you're really close to it. More or less, it depends on the playstyle you want. Picking between the TD line or the heavy line. Honestly, if you're not too big in the clan wars and stuff like that, I would almost say, you know, free XP, like kind of what I did, up to, because both lines are pretty fun and unique, and if you thought that you wanted both of them, you know, you free XP up to, you know, like both tier 8s, and then you grind out the remaining tanks from there. But, you know, both lines are they fill a small role, and like the new overmatch mechanics are going to come out, you know, tweaked in the future. So a patch, maybe 2 patches, but they're not scrapped altogether. So they will be coming back if that, you know, influences your decision or not there. Let me hop into the Leo. Then I'll play the 110 heavy tank. As far as the IS-3A compared to the IS-6, thank you, Dana. I was actually surprised I had a decent match there. You know, considering the match, how it was set up. The IS-3A, Anthony, I would not get that if I was you, honestly. Whoops, I thought they were both ready. It only has 3 crew members, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a good crew trainer in that sense. It doesn't mesh up with any other Russian crews. Essentially, it's an IS-3, more or less. But the IS-3, the standard IS-3, is still better. Really, it's a good tank for a premium tank, but I don't see a point in picking it up, honestly. You know, I know it's different than the IS-3 itself in the standard tech tree, but it's more or less just a reskin IS-3 in a way, with one less crew member because of the autoloader, and it doesn't actually get an autoloader. You know, it just has a decent reload on it. So it's not worth picking it up unless you have no other Russian premiums, and for whatever reason you're fine with just having 3 crew members. But you're better off just getting the standard IS-3, more or less. But compared to the IS-6, it has full matchmaking. Whoops, I want to head this way. It has full matchmaking, so you do see tier 10s. And compared to IS-6, its armor, because of that, I would say is a little bit less reliable. But it has more penetration, an easier gun to use because it's very similar to the standard IS-3. Whereas the IS-6, the only similarity between the two is the IS in its name. But essentially it's going to be a little bit more mobile than the IS-6, more reliable gun to do damage-wise, but slightly less reliable armor, and it sees tier 10s. So it's a good tank because it's very similar to the IS-3 in the tech tree, but as a premium, it definitely has quite a few drawbacks. Ooh, I don't know if he's aiming at me, but I'm scared. The Scorpion G aiming at you is not the thing you want to see. Oh, I actually hit him. Awesome. Shit. I shouldn't have sat out there. The Super Pershing. Like, I haven't played it. Crap, I didn't expect him to sneak through that little gap there. So now I gotta play very carefully here until Artie deletes me. Yep, because I knew Artie was gonna aim over here. The Super Pershing, essentially playing that, I like to play it at mid-range, but if you're top tier, you can play a little bit closer up. More or less, always keep your frontal armor pointed towards the enemy, and know that most of the weak spots that people, aim at on you are on the top of your tank. So even though it's good at hold down with its gun depression, you're still going to have essentially all your weak spots facing the enemy before you're able to shoot them. So you definitely have to keep that in mind. I'm going to try to help you here. I think he just shot and missed. Shit, there's a Scorpion G. Yeah, I should have saw that coming. Oh well. I was trying to help Uber there. Because if I had hit the M4, he would have been one-shottable by everybody. Oh well. I shouldn't have... The Leo doesn't have any armor, so I don't know why I was trying to do that. But more or less, the Super Pershing, it's a tank of opportunity in a way, because it does have a lot of holes in its armor. So your armor is better off at mid-range than getting close up. And you always want to wiggle a little bit. Whether it's just back or forth, throwing a little bit of left and right in there without dropping your sides below auto bounce. Just always keep moving and only stop enough to get a clear shot if you can't penetrate, a tank reliably. So if you're shooting at a heavy, wait until he shoots you, hopefully bouncing the shot, or, not even shooting you at all is better. Then stop the aim in and take a shot at him. That way you're not just sitting there still and they're going to aim at your weak spots and nail you for more damage than what you're doing to them. Alright, hopefully we don't pull him into a tier 10 battle. The Scorpion G might come up, Anthony, but it isn't looking that way for the advent calendar. It might pop up, for Christmas or New Year's specifically, but I don't think it's popping up from what people have been saying. The people diving into the whole like web stuff and code or whatever they're doing. Yeah, the reserves definitely help. Free experience, Anthony. Essentially, you gain that on. Hello, gaming. Nice to see you. Um, More or less, grinding out free experience. Doing that, you want to. Well, you can gain it on any elite tank or any premium tank if you don't have the accelerated crew training clicked off. But they do have personal reserves where it's like plus 300% um, free experience. So the way to kind of boost it a little bit, like you want a lot of the only way to kind of boost it without just simply grinding out on elite tanks or premium tanks and then converting it with gold, so a lot of money essentially, is you have a lot of tanks. Like I have 100 plus tanks that I can play. So when a 5x weekend comes on, just go down. Holy shit! Um, just go down. Your list. Go down your list with 100% experience boost on for your personal reserve, and at least a 300% free experience boost on for a personal reserve. Usually they last 1-2 hours. And then you get a 5x in all the tanks that you have. And say with a 5x you get like 8,000 experience. You're going to get, with a 300% free experience boost, I believe that boosts, because it's normally 5%, I believe, free experience of your total experience of a battle. That'll boost that up to, what is it, 15% or so, or 20%. So, you earn a decent chunk for each battle when there's these 5x, 5x missions going on for a weekend. That's the easiest way to rack up a lot. It's not, the most time effective because you can, just convert with gold. But going through that route, you can, oopsie daisy, you can get a lot of free experience if you have those personal reserves. They sell them in the premium shop from time to time, or, you can complete. Holy shit. Somehow we just lost the 1-3 line in a grand total of like 45 seconds there. Like, holy shit. Like, they killed, especially the E100, like, knocking him out was no easy feat. I hope he enjoyed my HE round. I'm sure that T110E5 is not happy. I'm honestly... I hope the town's going to be fine, but they're going to need help back in the base. Because it's just 140 and he's not backpedaling. Yeah, don't let them basically swarm you. They're not going to cap. Which, there's also another option, thinking about free experience. Like, I don't think you've ever played World of Warplanes, nor everyone has. Like, I played it for a bit when it first came out. But World of Warplanes, they, over there, since, the game is pretty barren, they have a lot of free experience missions going on, and also specials where you can convert it for, for 1 gold you can get 35 free experience. Like they do in World of Tanks for time to time, but they do it much more often in World of Warplanes to try to get people to play it. And they also have missions where, just winning 1 battle in a plane like once per month or something, you can get like a shit ton of experience like that. So that's actually something to kind of look into. Your premium time works across both games. It's unified, and also gold is as well. Like, I wouldn't suggest buying premium planes and stuff, but just playing a few matches, like, you might like the game. It's not the best compared to, say, War Thunder for the aerial combat, but I think it's actually kind of fun. Just playing a couple matches in it, you can actually earn a lot of free experience, whether you want to convert it or just simply earn it to, have it, the grinding out the slow way. But then again, you do have to play World of Warplanes, so you kind of have to like playing it to make it worthwhile. But they have bots over there now, in public matches, because the population isn't high enough to, fill up matches on a consistent basis. So you'll always be able to get into a match that way. Yeah, at least we got a win here. So next, I'll play an E3 after this, since that last match was kind of bad there. But yeah, even being in a tier 10 match, we got a win, fortunately. Yeah, like Sergeant Rock said, the 112, I wish I had it, because the armor on that thing is pretty nice. Like, World of Warships, I've been trying to get into that game again. Like, I keep it updated, but I kind of have to disagree with you now, Nelson. Like, World of Warships, I had high hopes for it, but looking at what they were doing in the first, couple months of the game, the patches was nice, but the premiums they're putting out now, a lot of them are actually borderline pay to win, more so than World of Tanks, where you can kind of, argue about the Patriot and stuff like that, and the Scorpion G. World of Warships has some specific, I forget their names specifically, but I was reading stuff about, like, just comparing their stats and everything, and people have a point. Some of them are, you're paying for a tank that is, or a ship that is better than the tech trait counterpart in a lot of ways. And they just released the first ever tier 9 premium ship / tank in any wargaming game that you can purchase in, what is it, the USS Missouri, I believe. So essentially it's the same as the tier 9 Iowa, except for it has slightly better armor, I believe, and you have to spend 750,000 free experience to unlock it. So you either have to, grind out free experience, which World of Warships is not the same gold in between. I'm heading up here. Yeah, like, I honestly, they can go 8 line. I personally just don't like going down there. If anyone who has watched my last stream when I went down there remembers, I did not, excuse me, have a very good time. But World of Warships, I like playing a game from time to time, but just looking at the model that they're going with, for it's very borderline, paying for things that are better than the tech tree counterparts, and I don't really agree with that. Like, World of Tanks, there's always plus or minuses, but some of the ships they put out there are, pretty damn good for premium ships. I do agree, though, like, talking about balance in that game, balance between tiers in World of Warships is a lot better. Like, if you're in a tier 5 battleship against a tier 7 battleship, yes, you're at a slight disadvantage, but you can still wreck a tier 7 battleship if you play your tier 5 well enough. If you're in, pretty much the difference between tiers is very minimum between you know, basically in each bracket, like definitely comparing a tier 5 against like a tier 9 ship or a tier 10, you see a huge difference. But in each match, you know, there's a pretty small difference between the bottom and top ships, I feel like. That I do like, but other small little aspects of the game, like the premium ships, I don't agree with. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk heading here alone. It's just they have a lot of mediums out in front of them there. There's the M103, T34E1 alone. Really, that just leaves, you know, a Yag Tiger and tier 8s. The Yag Tiger's over there. These guys need to push up with me, though, because we can make headway over here. It's just I can get flanked and, you know, this could all go kaput. Just trying to back up the best I can. There we go. I am very surprised those mediums actually went over there. Usually you do not see that at all. We kind of need to put pressure on their base, but I'm not, you know, I'm not exactly the tank for that job. But yeah, honestly, like a couple of the tanks back here, is no point bashing your head into, you know, their main force over on this side. Better off trying to hit them where they're weak. But, you know, I'm heading back to the base because I can't exactly attack their base very well by my own, or just with a Tiger 2. I'm better off making sure, you know, we're not going to get capped out. Yeah, I do have the IS-4. I can, you know, add that to the list. Come on. You guys can shoot the, you know, the Action X right there. That kind of hurt. Yeah, now I'm just in a pickle here because I'm in already fire zone. Yep, there's already. And the rest of our tanks are hiding now. Got myself a little bit too far out here for my own good. Yep, T34 got me. Oh well. I was going to drop down here and push up this way. I would have been better off, but yeah, it's a little oversight. Alright, I'm going to hop into... Why don't I play the Oho? Need to get a couple more doubles done here. I don't like that face looks mean. The little crooked face thing doesn't look mean on any other platform other than Wargaming. But yeah, after this I'll hop into the IS-4 for you. Yeah, I was surprised all their mediums went over there, but never know what people are going to do, you know? Yeah, I'll do the IS-4 after this. Then I think I have. Maybe I'll do some Swedish tanks again. But if there's other requests, I still have a little over an hour here, to play. My next stream after this will be this upcoming Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then this Sunday coming up. Usually I stream 6 to 8, but my schedule's in the video description below. It's going to be 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be busy in the evening that day, so I'll be streaming very late for my time zone. I think more than a family can live in this tank. It's pretty freaking gigantic. Hello, Zaldrin. Nice to see you. I'm kind of joking there, but I wouldn't be surprised if... Because not all tanks are available, or not all maps are available on any given time frame. Based off your tier and, whatever, the server. So the map rotation today, honestly, outside of the Ensk match, we've had a lot of matches where, they've been open. And, yeah. Alright. It looks like they pushed pretty hard that way. I'd like to go to the forest, but this tank does not perform well close up and on uneven ground, which there's both of them there. Awesome. Our Yag Tiger drowned himself. A hotel? Yes, it is. I guess this thing will be... It definitely suffers because premium rounds just cut through it like butter. But once things get rebalanced, this tank's actually going to be pretty fun. Because it's going to be, like a brick. It's going across the battlefield. It is right now, but, instead of having actual armor, this thing can be... Ooh, Lord. Be penned by pretty much everything, even frontally. Yes, Artie is probably licking its lips. And honestly, much like my last match on here, we're over on this side again, and we've already lost the forest. Not too much things we can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah, I missed. Go figure, he just went right through my frontal armor. Not that I was really angled or anything, but still a little bit annoying. The hell, I'll throw around that way. I'm trying to get closer to here, but they already had slotted in on that side. That's why I was trying not to stay out there. Ah, Lord. Try to keep myself angled here, but... Ah, awesome. 0 damage. Oh, Lord, this is not going to be a good battle at all. Sometimes you can't help it, though. Oh, Lord. Just as I looked away. Shit, dude, really? I was trying to get him... I guess his roof armor, or his floor armor, is a little thicker than most tanks, because shooting under the belly of tanks like that, typically you can pen with HE. I was surprised it didn't pen there, but oh well. As unfortunately, tanks like this, like I pick it trying to get the double done, but they're not good tanks for a lot of battles, the OHO, but I'm mainly trying to get to the 9 and 10. Alright. So the IS-4 was the next request. But still got, you know, about an hour left here if there's other tanks you'd like me to play. Which I'm trying to come up with a couple things, you know, the Friday before Christmas and the Monday after, which the Monday after, right now I have it scheduled for 8 to 11. I might have to push it back to like 8:30 to 11:30, something like that. Just we might be planning something else that day. I would drop it, but I'm keeping all tanks just so, you know, if anyone requests them, I have them. But you know, for those two streams, I plan on doing a couple, hopefully, you know, things different for those. I might give away something, just try to make them fun or something different, you know, being, you know, the day before and after a holiday. I was almost trying to come up with something where you guys not bet, but I was going to pick a pre-selected list of tanks I was playing. Maybe say like all my tier 10s or something. And before the stream starts, I would have a video to where you guys could comment. Essentially, what was kind of going through my head, I need to figure out how to implement it. But essentially, I would have a pre-selected lineup of what I was going to play on the stream. Say all my tier 10s. And you could pick, you know, like one or two of them and how much experience you think I'm going to get while playing it. Person closest for each tank, something like that. You know, will win something along those lines. I just need to figure out how to make it, you know, the easiest possible way for both you guys and myself. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty decent for, you know, in the tier 10 battle for 112. But that just popped in my head earlier today. Yeah, I'm not set on what I'm going to do yet. I just know I want to do something, you know, different. Ryan might actually play one of those streams, so that might be interesting. I've got her 30% on board with doing that. So much higher than the current 0%. There's a Kronwagen. That guy is not in the right spot for that thing. Still very dangerous, don't get me wrong, but that thing is very good at hold down. I'd be up in the middle there with negative 12 degrees of gun depression. Ooh, the enemy is actually making this, like, I am not already safe here in the least bit, but they're making it pretty nice for us here. I didn't even need to track him there, but damn, I got that, you know, assist damage just for tracking him. Not that I care too much about stats, but little things like that, just tweaking your aim to hit the track wheel and damaging the track can boost your you know, assist damage pretty nice for minimum, you know, minimal effort. Yeah, I should have. Honestly, I should have shot his turret, but I'll swap over to a heat round. Don't have a shot there. I need to go help out that way. Or I'll help out by pushing over here. It just opens me up to getting shot by the T110E4, the M4 Rev right here. Leopard prototype. Shit, they got him out. I was trying to come over to help you, Uber. I know this will annoy Graham, but he always says I do not help you. You got a little... I'm sorry, Graham, for saying saying that. You said that. Not that you're here watching this. Here's that Kronwagen again. He's actually in a better spot now. I guess if I have a shot on his turret, I can pen him. Or no, his hull, I mean. The turret's 100% immune if it's actually hull down. Alright, I should be good, though, against him right now. Considering my angle. Shit, guess missed him. Very nice. Very nice. Sometimes I get annoyed when tanks just, you know, disappear in front of me. Well, it is pretty same to the 50B as far as appearance goes, but it plays very differently. You know, it's almost got no hull armor, whereas the 50B, it's opposite. Not that its armor is great, but the 50B has more hull armor than turret armor, as far as against tier 10s. It should still be fine there. But it's almost purely a hull down tank. Negative 12 degrees of gun depression, and the turret's virtually immune to shots if you're hull down. Now, angling an IS-4 there, I knew angled like that, he wouldn't be able to pen me. Now, I'm kind of banking on him coming back my way, but nope. The Uber meat shield. We don't plan that out, but I was trying to get over to you, Uber, and I was a little bit late there. It's mainly because, you know, I didn't want to round that corner and get deleted. Levi's over there, like, starting to whine at me now. Decent match, though. Yeah, pretty good win. We only lost two guys there. Alright, let me get another personal reserve or two off. I might just do some of my lesser ones here. Yeah, I was going to do another Swedish tank. Oh, I had to pee. Oh, maybe that's why you pushed. I thought you said you had to do something to the Super P. Whereas it was the Patriot. Hello, Gaming with Friends. Nice to see you. I'm glad you enjoy them. If only, I hope I'm not getting sick again. I woke up, my head's stuffy, mouth's really dry. I'm trying my best to, you know, to talk a lot. But, thank you, Ferdinand. I'm going to try Gert for subscribing. But yeah, I'm trying my best to talk a lot, but I don't feel sick, but I feel not normal. Yeah, I'm up to the tier 8 TD and the tier 7 medium. Essentially, I had no matchmaker. Matchmaker has no love for me, but yeah, I had no, you know, desire to play the low tiers. Essentially, anything tier 7 and up is good, but below that, I don't think anything is worth playing. More or less, but there was something else I was gonna say, but nah, I forget. Okay, I just don't know where I want to head in this. It's just, this is one of those maps where, yeah, there's two already. Hello, Vlado, nice to see you. I could head south and into 1-2 line, but we already have a lot of people up there. Come on, set up quicker. Ah, I shot too low. God damn it. Shit, there's a 50B there already? Holy hell. I had a shot on him, but I missed my chance. I'm just trying to stay behind these little bushes here. Very fine line between shit. Where they can see me and where this light tank spots me and ruins it all. M4, did you... I want him to move, but he ain't moving. Shit, shit, shit. No! I'm in siege mode, but I'm slipping. Ah, Lord, this is gonna go bad. An IS-3 against this. Yeah. I'm trying to angle my tank down. And Artie's aiming at me now. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The T92 HMC. Run away, little tank. They changed the T92's name to the HMC, the Artie. More or less likely because the T92 light tank, premium tank, it's gonna be a tier 7 light, is gonna be released very soon. Time to run. Maybe I'll go back to these bushes here. Not that this huge mass of enemies in front of me is going to go anywhere, but this is really the only spot that I'm semi-partially safe here. I wanted to get up on the hill, honestly, but yeah, that didn't happen. Now I just need them to push on that E100. But yeah, I couldn't really... Shit, area. Crap. I missed my chance. Yeah, now I'm in a... I'm in a bad spot. I just can't really help out at all. This tank, you know, it can penetrate pretty much everything it's going to come across. It's got very good mobility, but it is very inflexible, to say the least. Try to eke out a little bit more damage here, but I'm gonna get annihilated here once I get spotted. Which is gonna be basically right now. Yeah, I don't have a shot there now. Yep. T30, come back out. Yeah. Oh well. I tried a little bit, but you know, to eke out whatever I could here, but more or less. This thing on maps like this, you know, because this is a smaller map than what it appears at first glance. You don't really have too many spots that you can go to and actually get damage off, unfortunately. So I was trying to go into the center there because at least I could kind of hold down that way. But, you know, it didn't exactly work out because once that light tank spotted me, the tier 8 specifically, everything's going to pen you. Once you get to the tier 9 TD, you can start getting deflections off of low caliber medium tanks, light tanks, and stuff like that. But the tier 8 one is pure stay hidden or you're gonna die. But I still have fun playing it. Alright, so hopping into the 113. Still getting the hang of this tank, but I kind of like it better than the tier 10 medium for the Chinese so far. It is pretty fun, the new TDs, the 8 to 10, but you know, they're not the easiest or practical tanks to play, but you know, here's the tier 10 TD on the enemy team. Like I said, I'm working on I'm working on a weak spot guide for the over there, you know, the Strev 103B. I'm gonna hopefully have that done in the next. I'm hoping by Friday. I'm gonna put that up on WoT Guru. Hey, it did just get buffed. So we're probably going to see a lot of 50Bs now. They have negative 10 degrees of gun depression. The Kronwagen has, you know, negative 12. T57 has negative 8. But for the meantime, before I get that up, because you can't really find too many guides on the Strev 103B. Because a lot of, like, tanks.gg and stuff, they're not updating as much anymore. It's not in their list as of right now. Hello, Select Gaming. Nice to see you. Shooting that thing, you either want to not hit the heat shield on it, or you hit essentially where the upper and lower plate meet together. If you do that, you're not going to hit any spaced armor. Yeah, at least I got a bounce there. I might be able to squeak here. Woo! That was terrifying. Alright, there's a T10 behind me, but that's not enough cover, I feel like, to stop potential enemies from slipping in behind me here. Alright. He's pushing into a little bit more than what, you know, one tank should be able to take on. I'm going to switch over to heat because this has the second lowest amount of pen of a tier 10 heavy. Okay, nice. He just shot. Ah, at least I got shot off on him there. Need to be careful that I do not drive myself off of the cliff. Let's see if he does that again, I can get an HE shot off on him. There you go. I'll take a critical hit and, you know, 100 damage. And he... Lord. Holy shit. I'm gonna try to help you here, Uber. You're being a little... You're being more aggressive than the aggressive person. Shit. Yeah, the pen on this for AP is definitely leaving a lot to be desired. At least I got one hit off on him there. They really need help against the grill there. Shit. Our grill is... he's in a bad spot now. It's just this 50B, it looks like he's gonna push my way. Yep. I'm trying to keep you know, this grill alive over here. He has like a death wish though. Come on, girl. I know you got a shot on him. Take it. Don't shoot me. No. Shit. Oh, I hate myself for doing that. I was banked. Oh, I guess got ammo racked freaking again. God damn it. I really hate myself for doing that. I was banking on them not... I guess shot his gun too. I was banking on him not, you know, hitting me there. Yep, and now I died. I'm pissed off at myself. I can't even look at what I did. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Alright, so... I'm gonna hop into something different here. Oh, Lord. Why don't I play the T110E4? Yeah, pretty much GG, you know. Compared to, you know, the tier 10 medium, it has more armor, almost the same amount of mobility, but a little bit less. But, you know, I like it. It has more gun depression. Yeah, the grill did help me out there, fortunately. It's just... I just... brain fart. For whatever reason, I thought that the road there in between, like, me and the 50B had a little kink in it, and I would have been able to slip by, but nah. But yeah, the only problem I have with, you know, the 113, as you see there, the penetration on the AP, I bounced a couple hits there. It's definitely a hindrance to it. But yeah, it's not a bad tank. It's just I have gotten ammo racked in it quite a bit as far as damaging, not detonating, but I really need to get safe stowage on that crew. Because I kept my my good crew in the WZ-111-14 because I very much like playing that tank, but I'm very tempted, you know, to put them in the tier 10 one. That way I can get safe stowage, brothers in arms, all that done and, you know, done with. Never know, I might need some today. If I'm starting to get sick again, I'm going to start gargling whatever kind of liquor I have in my cabinets, which is almost all for cooking, which is terrible. I can't get sick before Christmas. I'm like Christmas Eve, my brother, he might need me to help him out, but I'm cooking Christmas dinner for my family the day after. My entire mom's side is driving here. They live in Pennsylvania, and for my grandparents, they live basically like a stone throws away down the street from me. So I'm gonna have to help out with that dinner as well. So I'll be cooking a lot, which fortunately for me, you know, it's what I do for a living. Just you know, it's a lot different doing it at home, where it might take me like 5 minutes to do something in a, you know, professional kitchen. At home it takes a lot longer, plus you have to do all your dishes. Ah, look at that, another ammo rack, which isn't strange for an E4, but go figure. After getting ammo rack twice in the last match, the first shot that hits me here is an ammo rack. I knew the M103 was sitting there too. I was making a calculated decision there to take one shot and get more damage off on him. Just didn't pay out. Shit. Just as I moved to... Something whacked him. I don't even know what could have taken that amount of HP off of him that quick. Maybe Artie? But... I was hesitant to push in far here because that M103 stopped me, and then we didn't get anyone else as like a group in there. Yeah, we have absolutely nobody in the field, which, you know, it's nice to have a scout out there, but we really needed to win the town early on, and we didn't. I'm just trying to... Another frickin' bounce off of the M103. He's doing a good job blocking me. It's just the rest of our like heavy tanks out here, they're not really getting anywhere, which, you know, isn't the easiest thing to do if you're locked out of the town, but that's why you try to, you know, you get in there early enough to where you don't have this problem. Shit. At least I am getting a couple bounces. That's nice. M46 isn't gonna last long. I'm just not too inclined to push hard down that road I was looking at. I want to help you, E100. Yep, I'm not even going to be able to scare him off because I'm not loaded. At least I got him now. Alright, so... I just got hit by a low. M103 missed. Yeah, my armor's not going to work now. I had a little bit too much luck earlier on for it to work. For the whole match. I don't play War Thunder. I didn't, like, as far as the ground forces of that game go, I didn't like the ground side of the game, and on top of that, I'm not too interested in aerial games. Like, I tried World of Warships out, or not, World of Warplanes, I mean, because, you know, premium time and gold was, you know, unified between tanks and planes, but, you know, I didn't really like War Thunder when I played it. Plus, that game, they make it more frustrating than not, I feel like, to play that at times. Balance decisions, buying things. Yeah. I did the most amount of damage, but really, once we got locked out of the town, you know, it was pretty much over for us. I wonder what happened to this little fellow, M53, or M56 Scorpion. But, yeah, like, I even tried Armored Warfare, but that game... if you're going to copy a game straight up, like, you know, they copied World of Tanks on a reason. But I think they banked a little bit too much on, like, World of Tanks is, even though it's insanely popular, it's still kind of a small little slice of the market share as far as games go, because not everyone likes tanks. Like, you can relate it to, like, a first-person / third-person. See you, Dana. Thanks for watching. Have some fun with your grandkids. More or less, you know, I relate it, like, I played a lot of Call of Duty, Battlefield, like, I played RPGs and strategy games too before hopping into World of Tanks and, sticking with this for 4+ years now, I related to it first being a blend between like a first person and third person in a way, except for with a tank. Like, I like tanks and stuff now, but going into the game, I really, outside of liking war movies and stuff, I didn't really have too many interest in tanks. Um, but like War Thunder, I think, their aerial game is very nice. Armored Warfare, straight up copying World of Tanks, but expecting people to care more about modern tanks was the nail in the coffin for them because they're laying off people now. That game's not going to grow any more than what it has already now. Um, you know, you can't really expect people to go for a new game that's the same, but essentially newly skinned, slightly rebalanced, and expect them to spend the hundreds of dollars that they already have in World of Tanks. But I feel like the next tank game I'm gonna try, and that a lot of people are gonna be trying, is the successor to World of Tanks. We'll be seeing that sometime in the next year. Little tidbits of it, I feel like. If not, maybe a pinch after. Just as far as leaks and like previews go of it, because Wargaming has been working on it for, at this point, it's close to 2 years. World of Tanks 2.0. It's not necessarily going to be like modern, but there's probably going to be modern tanks in it. But I feel like they're going to essentially keep what works for them as well. World War II era, they might just cut out. Like, I feel like the game needs tier 1 tier 4 kind of cutout. Not that some people like those tanks and whatnot, but I almost feel like the game, new people coming in and experiencing tier 1 to tier 4 is kind of off-putting because it's sometimes it feels like you're driving tractors around. I'll just say that. Yeah, this thing has good pen, but yeah, their town side is extremely weak looking at their team. Yeah, I saw that in the mini map, Uber. Shit. Well, successor, by words of that, like, they still haven't, like, I've seen a couple little, not recently, little leaks about it, like people talking about it that obviously know about it, but it doesn't sound like, once World of Tanks 2.0 comes out, that, they're definitely not going to get rid of World of Tanks in any way, being as popular as it is and with how much money people have spent on it. But definitely when it comes out, expect that, outside of bug fixes, that World of Tanks isn't going to get as much as support. I almost feel like they should link the two games together. Like, basically add on to World of Tanks and have your account carry over for the tanks that are in the new game. But there's still no concrete details on, the game to make, educated guess. But it does look like they are going, for more like modern tanks, but I would say what you find from tier 5 up in the new game, all the way up to what you kind of see in Armored Warfare. Yeah, our town never kicked off. Our heavies there are playing, really freaking skittishy. Let's say I can shoot through that. I just bounced off of him. I'm like, I can do that though. Kill the cockroach. Alright. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere. Especially firing on the mutts and stuff. The Scorpion G is down to one-shottable levels. So if I can zip in here, not that this tank by any means is good at doing this, but being down like this, okay, very nice. Sometimes you have to do something unexpected. Ah, shit, there's a KV2. I was about to say, there is an ISU 152. They get spotted, which is good for me. Just gonna keep an eye on when that KV2 pops back up. There he is. And I'm gonna hope that he does not hit me here. Come on, T26. Hello, T26. T26. Thank you, SU-100. I was like, you're not even aiming at the KV2, T26. What are you doing? Alright, T34 is one-shottable. He kind of is too. This is not the easiest tank to either fight against. Ooh, I was about to say, Artie can still hit me, of course. This is not the easiest tank to be fighting like this. Ooh, that worked though. Ah, holy shit, that actually kind of worked. Still doesn't solve the problem that we have at our base, but I'm gonna hoop. That they don't die at base. But I love this little tank so far in the few matches I've played. It definitely has the limits as to what it can do. That hurt a little bit. Whew. Alright, time to swap over to a little bit of freedom rounds. I'm tempted to go help, but very nice. That makes it. I was about to say, with the PZ58 out, I'm more comfortable capping. Yeah. Hello, Abdul. Nice to see you. Yeah. A little bit late, but it's all good. You can always watch the replay. You didn't miss, you know, anything spectacular. As far as like awesome game or something, but Anthony, your question. All right, premium tanks that are usually not for sale that are worth it. Like, it does depend on what kind of tanks you like. I'll just kind of go off on a couple once this finishes here. I'm just gonna have to. I think this, yeah, it's a pretty decent match. I might save this to upload. Pretty decent battle, to say the least. Yeah, Uber, you know, basically the enemy just popped up and freaking ran right over him. You know, that South is always like that, though. It's, you know, it's always hit or miss. I'm getting to your question, don't worry. I just gotta save a couple of these things before they get buried in the depths of my replay and screenshot folder here. Alright, I think you're grinding a tier 9. Why don't I hop into the T30 because Sergeant is... But yeah, if anybody else wanted to platoon, feel free to ask, but I didn't see any. Um, as far as tanks that you know aren't normally for sale that are worth it, just going off of what I own. Um, let's see, like of course the Patriot, that's kind of still for sale. M46 is very good. That little tank you just saw played, I've been wanting that for a while, and I'm very glad that someone gifted it to me. Thank you very much. That was on my list, but it's not the best, tank in the world. Um, the PZ B270 or 740, I don't think that's regularly for sale. T28E F30, that's a very good tank. There's still KV220 that was just for sale. That's good pickup. KV5, don't get a tog. AT15A, I would say, is awesome. Probably the best tier 7 premium. Not that there's a whole large amount of them, but it is very good. WZ111, now that it's buffed, is very good. Type 59, of course. E25 as well. All right, let me get back to this tank here. There we go. I know Anthony, he does want the Scorpion G. That's also a good tank to pick up. Coming out, if you like light tanks, well, coming out soon, there's a couple new ones, but the M41 90mm, the German tier 8 premium, that's a light tank. That's a very good tank if you like lights. It's pretty much on par with other tier 8 lights. You didn't like that, GG? Don't get a tog. It's a fun tank to play sometimes, but currently it's not worth picking up. Let's see other premiums that are good. I'm just trying to. Yeah, I don't have the Yag Tiger. Well, the Yag Tiger 8.8, I think it's still for sale. You can still buy, even though it went off, it's still available in the premium shop for a couple days after. But it's not the easiest tank to play. It does make a lot of credits, and it has very good armor. It's just really slow and one-dimensional. But if you're going to get a Scorpion, the crews are a little bit different, but, I would just go for the Scorpion if you want that. Well, the PC2J is, an awesome low-tier seal clubber, but I don't think they're going to sell it on the NA server, because, they care a little bit more about game balance than the EU server and SEA server. Let's see if they ever sell the Mutant M6, like that was a pre-order tank. I don't think they're going to sell that unless they make a kind of derivative of it. Alright, this little tank there, I can overmatch him if I hit the right spot, but don't like that my team is primarily hiding. They're letting, that T57 get away with a little bit too much up there. Whew. That wasn't even in the same zip code. I'm just trying to think if I'm forgetting any other tanks. See, I usually have most of, like the rare tanks. Shit, I just got whacked by that T30. It's like, I get a sergeant sitting back there, but like, all these guys sitting here, they're effectively useless. They're fighting against one Patriot tank and a T57, and they're both firing down at them, and they're trying to shoot up at them. That's usually not good. Because you're going to bounce a lot more than they're going to bounce off of you. Whereas, yeah, we just lost this spot, and with no arty, there's no way to even out a match once you're down a couple tanks. And yeah, once we lost the first couple tanks, we're at a huge disadvantage. Which, you know, since they're still in there, just looking at other tanks now, I think you have the CDC, Anthony. It's like these ones are in the tech tree, but the M4 Rev is now, you know, worth it to purchase. But in game, we should see a 15% off tier 8 premiums coming up around Christmas or New Year's. More likely New Year's, though. But other premiums that aren't in the shop, kind of drawing a blank now. But, yeah. I think I covered the basics there. It's like as far as new premium tanks coming out here, coming up, we're gonna have the T92 light tank, tier 7 American tank. That's gonna be a good light tank if you have Americans. There's the tier 7 German TD. I forget the full name of it, but essentially a slow version of a Scorpion G at tier 7. But honestly, lopsided matches like that, looking back, you'll see a lot of them have no SPGs in it. You know, it's not always the case, but it's very much a thing I've noticed. Like, love or hate SPGs, they do, help, for lack of better words, balance out lopsided matches at times. When you fall back, or you fall behind, like 2-3 tanks in the beginning, and you're able to stop the enemy, SPGs let you creep back in the match because they can do damage without taking a lot of damage in return, or any, if that makes sense. As far as other new premiums we have coming out, there is a new Russian tier 8 heavy tank in the works. It's Object 25 something else. I forget. But it looks like it's going to replace the IS-6, and it actually looks pretty damn awesome. It's got it looks like it's going to have a not that tank, David. I actually forgot about that, but there's a new tier 7 German turret at TD coming out. It's already on the Russian server. It just released last week on the Russian server. It looks like we're going to be getting it, either next week or the week after in the, the Advent calendar. Or I guess next week, because Christmas is, yeah. It's going to be releasing on, the other servers sometime soon. It's like the Stryer Wagon, or I don't know. I can't pronounce it. But it's a very slow turret. Looks like a Scorpion slash RHM Borsig. Come on, little tank. Awesome. But yeah, the Kang Panzer, I think it got buffed recently, but I haven't heard good things about that one. But I would say in the Advent calendar, like, I already own it, but I would say if someone's interested in picking up a tank that's not normally for sale, the AT-15A, because I don't think it's available in the in-game shop. I think they removed it, but I could be wrong, and it's in the tech tree. See you, Gary. Thanks again for the tip. Have a good day. Hopefully I'll see you next stream. The AT-15A would probably be the tank most likely to pop up in the Advent calendar that's not normally sailed, as far as what I know. that, you know, is very good for a premium tank and worth, you know, grabbing. I can tell you where they're at. They're right there. They're there, and there. That's exactly where they're gonna pop up. Okay, well, the AT-15A does have, you know, good left and right movement on its gun, but, you know, like I said, it all comes down to tanks that you like, you know, your play style. But, you know, an advent calendar, I kind of said, you know, I think last stream or the stream before, it's not always about the best deals. It's about, you know, they release tanks you might not normally see. Man, I did not expect to get whacked by the T34. But it's not always the best deals, but, you know, they release tanks not normally seen. If you're looking for a good deal, you're probably better off waiting for the sales that happen, you know, closer to Christmas and especially New Year's, where, you know, tier 8 premiums go 15% off, lower tier premiums sometimes even 30 to 50% off. So that's where you're going to get the best deals and bang for your buck. Hello, you two. I don't know why you're coming here. Because honestly, I'm not camping, so you guys are just being annoying to being annoying, it seems like. Alright. I should be able to hit this Yag Tiger 8.8 over here. So you wait for my turret to pop around. No. I could load up an APCR round, but what's the point? Here we go. Yeah, like I would say, just knowing your premiums already, like if the Scorpion pops up, great. You know, I know you're gonna pick that up, but you know, you'd be better off, you know, unless the Scorpion pops up in the advent calendar or on sale around New Year's, then, you know, you'd be better off waiting, because there is a, you know, a high alpha good Russian tier 8 premium looking like it's going to come out. Just deciding, I think I'm going to head north. And some of the newer premiums that are coming out might, you know, fit your interest in a tank better than what you might be able to pick up here in the next week or two. Yeah, you obviously meant that. Alright. Let's see if I can chase. They're both slow, so they might have turned back to the M41. Putting you... I don't know if you guys are trolling or just trying to annoy me, or I'm just, because it's towards the end of the stream here, a little bit on edge, but it seems like you both popped in at the same time asking me questions, trying to get a rise out of me, so I'm just going to put you in a timeout. Worst comes to worst, you guys hate me for the rest of your life, but anyway. Going back here, there's this T28, which, if he's not facing my way already, he is probably now. Alright, the T44 popped around there fine, so I'm gonna take that. Shit. Or he's... It looked like he was AFK. Don't know what's going on there, but hey, I'll take the free damage. Alright. decent there. If there's any other requests, you know, I can, there you go. I saw David earlier in the chat, the Krupp Steyr Waffle Trager. I know I pronounced that wrong, but that's the best I can do. That's the new German one coming out. But if there's any requests, you know, mention them, and I probably can do one more after this battle here. If not, my next stream will be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Friday. And then Sunday is going to be a late one, 10 p.m. to midnight. Next stream, I'm going to have a different mascot here. Right now I got Serb and his mistletoe Santa here. Not that you can see it too well, because trying to get the hat and the sweater in the stream is a little hard. But I did say last stream, if anybody wants anything, you know, for laughs and giggles, feel free to send me, you know, like an image or something through my email. You can find it on WoTguru.com in this contact section, or even just comment on, you know, one of my videos on here on YouTube, and I'll get it. Sure, I can play the M6, Abdul. Yeah, I'll end with the M6 then. You know, I'll do my best to see if I can get an image and print it out. Once I get ink from my printer. Alright. And like I said, hopefully that's easier said than done in you know, Action X. But that's a lot of tier 10 mediums have that problem. Weak ammo racks against other tier 10s. But yeah, I usually do good in the Centurion when I'm not, you know, showing my hull much. But I am working on the Strev 103B weak spot guide. I'm hopefully going to have that done sometime tomorrow. You'll be able to see that on WoT Guru. I'm also going to try to update my which tank line is right for you on WoT Guru for the Swedish tanks, if anybody's interested in that. You know, it just has pretty much my opinions, and it breaks down the statistics of every single tank, not SBG, in the game for each line. Hello, great. It's a bunch of Christmas ornaments. There's a snowman, and you know, flashing lights. It was a request. Some people wanted Crazy Hat. They got Crazy Hat. And I have Serb here on my chest to give me good luck. Granted, I'm driving a German tank, so it has the opposite effect. This is very scary here. The Skoda, of course, spotted me, which is not good. Let's do a little peek. It's like I'm not too interested in the light. I'm interested in winning. But there's literally nothing. The JPZ got him up there. About to say, there's literally nothing in the town here. Holy shit, that light tank kind of got away. Oh, I don't want to fire a heat shell at him, but just out of principle, he's dead. The Great Garby? If you're asking me to pronounce things correctly, you are, you know, I'm not the best at pronouncing, you know, a bunch of different names, but I can always call you the Great G. I should have hit, you know, the one key for an AP shell here. this is gonna be bad here in a minute. Yeah, we're getting capped out. I want to work my way back, but it's gonna be difficult with the amount of tanks between me and shit. There's that thing. It's just, you know, in this tank with heat. I only can hit that one little spot where there's no heat shield. Well, yeah, the PC2J, the Asian server, Russian server, even the EU server, they sell that all the time. I'm glad they don't sell it on the NA server. Proud of myself for not drowning myself there. That was a bad decision there. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be able to get back to reset. It's hard to reset either side's base on this map. Yeah, they weren't able to push in. There's just a little, you know, little mounds of earth for either base, to where if the enemy's in there, you basically have to be on top of them to be able to reset them. Oh well. Alright, so we got a loss there. Not bad damage wise, but I should have cut and ran in the town earlier and went you know, further north. I was expecting to see something there, and you know, just never happened. Alright, I honestly, guys, usually my chat, I keep up on it, and I just don't like reading chat and, you know, having useless stuff in it. So I don't know if you're just trying to mess with me or not, but I do my best to keep up on chat on my live stream and answer people's questions, take tank requests, and, you know, joking around and stuff like that. Go bother someone else, because I'm just gonna start blocking people. Because honestly, like, it would be nice if I have a ton of viewers, but I enjoy streaming, and you know, if I hate looking at chat at times, reading annoying stuff, you know, it just makes me not want to read chat. So, alright, on to the M6 here. Being in a tier 7 match, we have 3 TDs here on the enemy team. I should be able to push out into F2 pretty decently here. I would go to the field, but I could definitely hit a wall there. But this is going to be my last match of the stream here. Like I said, I'll be back Friday, be back Sunday as well. Hopefully by then, I'm going to start grinding up credits again. I know you were joking, David, but I don't recognize, honestly, any of their names, which, nice to have new viewers. You guys are welcome to, you know, watch, but, you know, I've had trolls here in the past, and, you know, being new names and all, it seems like they're just being annoying. Shit, I could have gotten... And of course I missed that shot too. At least he got a hit off on him. Yeah. Good job, T21. Oh, now I'm just... They've succeeded in annoying me. But I live stream for fun. You know, it's nice, you know, getting tips, and I appreciate everybody. It's just, oh, if people annoy me on purpose, then yeah, I like live streaming and chatting with a lot of you guys. So he's just throwing HE, so I wasn't too concerned about popping out there. Ooh, he just took a decent hit though. Alright. Oh, E25 popped out there. He's gonna get vaporized, but gotta try to help him the best we can. I don't know why they're saying loss. Like, honestly, we have not lost this yet. Like, we're actually ahead here. I'm glad I'm glad you're enjoying watching, David. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. If the people who I just put in timeout and stuff, you guys were just joking or whatever, or I'm misinterpreting it, I'm sorry. But the few trolls that have come around here in the past, they've kind of ruined it for everyone if you're just, you know, messing with me. Some people took it a little bit too far. And not even just on the chat here, but my website specifically. And actually have cost me a lot of time and money. Somebody on my website that coincidentally was the same day was someone trolling my stream very bad. Anyway, though, at least we could end on a win here. 1400 damage ain't bad for an M6. I would go for more damage, but it's not worth trying to fight against an E25 and SU-122 44. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense trying to fight against them when we could easily lose, you know, the tank advantage that we had. So better to take the easy win there. You know, it was nice ending on a win. Like I said, my next stream will be Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then this upcoming Sunday, usually it's 6 to 8, but it's going to be 10 to midnight. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Nice chatting with most of you. Yeah, thanks for Uber and Sergeant Rock here for platooning. We had some decent matches, but Matchmaker, we were put on the bottom a lot today, but, you know, we made the best of it. So, otherwise, you know, thanks for watching. I don't use XVM. I don't see I don't see any point in it. I like playing without mods, less clutter, and it's like the whole stat thing. People take it way too seriously, and honestly, I think it does more harm than good. I haven't had a ton of time to catch up on things, so I'm sorry, Rogue. Thanks for stopping by, but you know, you can still catch the replay. It'll re-upload here, and you know, it'll be a regular video here on YouTube soon. But yeah, otherwise, thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Hopefully, have a good one.